Identifying.
Standby one. Let's go.
You are about to experience the uncensored conversations, stimulating wit, and the thought-provoking wisdom. Bold, raw, and uncut. Right now, on the LanceScurv Show.
A white male terrorist charged with misdemeanor after threats to lynch blacks. Another white male terrorist admitted to having a plot to kill blacks. Ian Rubin is the latest racist who threatened to kill black people, according to the New York Daily News. In February, Rubin was at an apartment complex in Brooklyn when he approached two blacks and told them, "I'm going to kill niggers tonight." Rubin had a history of racist threats and spent time in jail for assault. After his latest arrest, Rubin told police that he was a hitman for the mafia who likes to kill and lynch niggers. Rubin's racist threats is similar to another racist act of terrorism that occurred in March. James Jackson traveled to New York with the sole purpose of killing black people. Jackson approached Timothy Kaufman, 66, around 11 p.m. and stabbed him several times. Kaufman was able to walk to a police precinct, but he eventually died from the stab wounds. Police recovered several knives from Jackson. A military vet, Jackson rode a Bolt bus from Baltimore to New York with the purpose of killing black men. Rubin and Jackson's crimes reveal why white male terrorists are a problem. In 2015, 5,818 hate crime incidents and 7,121 victims, according to FBI stats. Nearly 60% of the victims were attacked because of their race. Since Trump's election, hate crimes have spiked across the nation.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
In 10 days following the election of Trump, nearly 1,000 acts of hate occurred in America.
We will have so much winning if I get elected that you may get bored with winning.
Jackson has been charged with terrorism, but Rubin only faces a misdemeanor for his crime. His maximum punishment would only be 1 year in prison.
The American dream is dead.
Now, why am I speaking on this story? Because with all of these hate crimes across the country, which I believe the news picks and chooses what they want to speak on and address. With all these hate crimes across the country, and that's a fact from the FBI, unless they're lying also, that tells me that we need to watch our backs. It doesn't mean that we need to walk in fear. But why don't we arm ourselves? Are we going to arm ourselves to commit crimes like the mainstream media puts the slant on to make us appear to be criminals? No. Those of us who are law-abiding, hard-working, tax-paying citizens have the right to arm ourselves.
Fantastic.
As long as we follow the law in our local jurisdiction. And I don't know why we don't think this way. We have people who are thugs and criminals out there of all races who won't think twice about putting a gun in your face. And we will live a more quality life because we know we're empowered to protect ourselves. But for some reason, I have a funny feeling that if we arm ourselves more, many more mistakes will happen. But we can't think about that. If we are Americans, if we are under the hierarchy of being an American, and we feel different and some of us know different, but we can't let someone else's perceptions of us take away the rights that we have under law. We don't have a magic wand that we can carry to wave around and tell who's racist and who's not. So we need to be careful. It doesn't always amount to someone losing their life or someone getting killed, but you can get severely sick. You can go to a doctor who is racist and will prescribe you the wrong medicine. You can go to a restaurant and eat, and that smiling waitress or waiter peeks back at the cook, and you could be eating a mouthful of somebody else's feces, bodily fluids, or saliva. It may sound disgusting, but the perception is across the country with many who are white. Not all, but many. But it's not our job to figure out who's who. It's our job to keep ourselves safe. to keep our families safe, because there are many thousands of hate crimes going on and many more that are undetected. And I experience a change in the atmosphere, even here in Orlando, Florida, more so than ever before. So you've got to be careful. We don't know who's who. You apply for that mortgage. You didn't get it. You have excellent credit. Why? You apply for that job. Or you even go for a higher position on the job, and someone who is less qualified than you, for some reason, they got it and you didn't. Now, we're not going to cry racism at every twist and turn. No. But there's no way of knowing the motivation behind a person who has that power over our lives. And for those people out there who are saying, well, you're racist for speaking about it. Well, what about the people who are doing certain things? Would you dare tell a Jew in the Jewish community when they speak on their platforms and their media outlets about what they need to do, would you tell them they're racist, or would you tell them to shut up also? Every community has their own needs. Every community and every race has someone who might not like them because of the differences. And perception is a heck of a thing. And we have a lot of smiling faces. Sometimes pretend to be your friend. And that's the way it is in America. We just don't know. There are a lot of Colgate smiles out here, but behind it, the people who are executing it, exuding this wonderful kumbaya moment, they might have hell in their heart for you and not want to see you have what you have. I don't know about anybody else, but I work extremely hard for what I have. I sacrifice hard for what I have. I keep a clear mind. My thoughts. I live clean. I eat clean. I try to be a model citizen. Yes, I am outspoken, but you can't find any record of me doing any crime to anyone out there. Maybe in the future that might happen, but it's only going to come from me defending myself. But there's a change in the atmosphere here, and those of us who are law-abiding citizens, who are black, who work hard and play by the rules, we are being looked at a certain way by the so-called mainstream culture. Automatically, you're looked at. Oh, here's a problem. Oh, he has no credit. Oh, he probably knocks up many women and has a bunch of kids that he doesn't take care of. Oh, he's a disease carrier. Oh, when something is stolen on a job or stolen somewhere, you're the first one they look at. Blame the black guy. And yes, there are many of us who do those things. Yes, and I will be the first to admit it. But I'm speaking about those who are clean and live a clean life and are morally upright. Why do we have to take that punishment? And for those, I say, protect yourself. Walk upright, protect yourself, but take nothing from no one. There's an overwhelming climate in the air. There's an overwhelming thought that I see. And I want to know. Leave it in the comment box. Do you see it too? What am I speaking about? Well, President Obama is not in office anymore. And anybody who is black, for the most part, there are many on the right and many conservatives who feel Obama gave you a free ride. Obama did this for you. He gave you a phone. He gave you Obamacare. He gave you the ability to get that mortgage and get that house. And everything you have is because of Barack Obama. Well, let me tell you something straight up. Barack Obama didn't do a damn thing for me. I'm on the same job. I'm saving my money the same way I always have before I knew what a Barack Obama was. While I'm not knocking the man, we have our own ability, and like I've said it before, to be the president of our own lives. Yes, they may influence certain things, but nobody is going to influence you to do something positive when you have no motivation in your heart to do so at all. So don't think that Barack Obama gave me a free ride. And so that mentality makes it easier for people who are in a position of power to influence your life to make you not get that job. We're not going to make it easy on them. They had 8 free, easy years of handouts. Handouts? Go check my mortgage. I had it before he was come on, I've owned homes before. Are you crazy? I've worked all my life. I didn't get a President Barack Obama credit on my check. Well, you made $2,000 on this check. We're going to throw in another $2 just because Barack Obama is the president. It doesn't work that way, buddy. So now we have the climate where we're going to make it harder on these niggas now since Barack Obama's not there. So when they see you driving a nice car, many of them get angry. When they see you living in a nice home, many of them get very angry, especially when they don't have what you have. And I'm not into the whole materialism, but I'm speaking reality for what it really is. So the other overriding thought that's there is if you have it, if you didn't get it from Barack Obama, hell, you might be selling drugs. I remember being on my shuttle on my job to go from the base to go downtown. And this ex-police officer saw me with 2 phones in my hand. And he told me, he says, "Ha ha, I knew it. You're selling drugs on the side, aren't you?" Now, mind you, this man never spoke to me in his life. But because I was in this controlled atmosphere of others around, you going to say something like that? I said, well, if I was selling drugs, I was selling it for the police like you. So you made a lot of money off of me selling drugs and we're drug dealers together. And he didn't like that answer. But how dare you assume, even when they joke, that's seasoning the air and seasoning the minds of people around you. I work very hard. I'm not stupid. I'm smart. I multitask. I'm multi-talented, and they can't face anybody like me to exist in this world because they have to rewrite the narrative of what they think a black person is. So never be afraid to shine. Never be afraid to utilize your talents, and don't make anybody make you believe that you're less than them when they're the ones who are hiding history, coming at us to kill us, coming at us to stop us. And for those of you out there who are not black people and adopt the nigger spirit, y'all need to go and do something, because I'm sick and damn tired of taking a rap for what you do as far as what your imagery is and how you live. I am not that. Like Chris Rock said, there are black people and there are niggers. You know what? I don't know about you, but I know that I'm a black man, and I'm a proud black man, and I'm proud of everything that I've done in this life. There are a few choices that I made that I may not be proud of, but you know what? It doesn't fit that narrative. When you weigh everything out, I think I'm coming out on top. But be careful of these people out here who feel that you got a free ride and they're resentful towards you and will do great things. I don't mean great good things, but great wicked things to stop you. They may not kill you, but if they in position, they'll rip that job application up. You're not getting a job here. You got a free ride. They'll give you the wrong medicine. Look, I had somebody come on my YouTube comment section and they responded to the comments that I made in the video I made on organ theft. And he tried his best to bring facts and to bring me into his perspective. I really couldn't even read everything he put out there. I got the gist of it. Oh, you're imagining things. You're basically lying. It can't be. Well, if by 2014, 64,000 black women were just wiped off the face of the earth without a trace, if not more, because those numbers I'm hearing are even greater. Where are they? Where did they go? You want to bring all of these facts to debunk that, but where are they? So if you can't give me an answer, don't knock me for what I may think and try to put in perspective. If I say, hey, there might be a concentration camp somewhere, there might be a sex spot, casino, resort where all the rich white men or rich folks from all over the world, billionaires, come and have sex with these captive slave women. Maybe they're making babies for experimentation, or having them make babies for experimentation, or they're using them for their organs. And this gentleman said, well, you know, in the inner cities, they have people waiting in line also. So if they're being killed for their organs, why don't they get some? Well, damn it, they don't have the money to pay for it. How can David Rockefeller, who died just the other day at 101 years old, 7 heart transplants? It's because he got money. And with all of the people, let's pick on Chicago right now. For all of the people who may be getting killed there in the black community, There shouldn't be anybody in a hospital or at home waiting for a kidney, waiting for a heart, because there's a whole lot of kidneys and hearts passing on through. So where are those hearts and kidneys going and other organs that we can use? Because if you kept it down to one geographical area, that would probably be the chief way we make money, selling organs, because so many of us are being killed. And yes, so many of us are killing each other. I understand that. And stop with the black on black crime. At 13% of the population, we are not doing the majority of the crime. Let's be real, y'all. We need to protect ourselves. There's a lot hidden from us. I'm not fear mongering, but open your eyes. Just the other day, I was driving out of Universal Studios. That's where my bus route goes in and comes out, right? And they have an area for the employees, and we go through the employee parking lot on the outbound trip. And there are lots of people there who are very disgruntled. There are a lot of white people who work there who don't get paid much, who are very disgruntled with what they make, how they live, and that so-called American dream they can't attain, making what they make. And they're very resentful. Yet and still, you see a lot of people moving down here to the south from the north who have sold their homes, who have a little extra cash, who know how to hustle, and I mean legally, right? And they know how to work money because we come from a different atmosphere. And this is just an example. It doesn't mean this is the only way in one hard set rule. So you see people who are working alongside you, but they drive a better car. They live in a nicer home. It may be an area that you labeled as the ghetto, but they still live in a nicer home. They have more disposable income. And usually they're not going to waste that. And you see this, it's like, wait a second, I'm white and I've been here and I can't live the American dream. And this person's driving a nice car, living in a nice home, and always eats a nice lunch and goes places. And I'm stuck in my little trailer park. And they're resentful. And so I know I get the looks from them. The job that I work doesn't make $1 million, but it's one of the better jobs here when you are a blue collar worker. I mean, that goes across the country, a bus driver. OK. And I know what to do with my money, right? Bring it home to your wife. I want to give a shout out to a dear friend. I'm not going to call out her whole name, but her initials are RS. And we make jokes every day about our friends, the Boomba Clots. I told you I didn't forget you. Anyway, I'm driving out of the Universal parking garage, employee area. And I happened to lock eyes with a gentleman who was driving down, and the road that I was on, the part of the parking lot, it teed off. So I can only make a left or a right. And I was about to make a left, and he was so far down to my right coming down, he could have allowed me to make my left turn and end up in front of him. But he locked eyes with me, and the look that he gave me, he sped up, slowed down, stared at me like Mike Tyson, like he was going to kick my behind, this little squirt, and then he kept on going. So he kept on going, so I ended up behind him, no problem. The light to go to Turkey Lake Road, once we get there, the major road that goes down to the end of my route, that light to get out of Universal Studios, it comes on and it goes right off. It doesn't last long. So you can tell some of these disgruntled folks who look at you dead in your face through the rear view mirror, and when the light turns green, they sit there like, you're going to get stuck. And I'm going to whisk through the yellow light and you'll be stuck at the red. I already knew what time it was. I kept car links between us, and I kind of cocked my wheel to the right. So in other words, if you play that trick, I'm going around you. So he sat there when the light turned green. So no one was on my right side. I moved over to the right, and he couldn't believe I reacted so quick. So he jumped to the right. In other words, you're not going anywhere. What is this all about? So then he gives me the finger. The light turns yellow, and he eases through, but he didn't realize I fully went to the right, and I eased through too. And as soon as I made the turn, he cut right in front of me and then moved out of the way, caused me to hit the brakes. Why are you playing games with me like this? Another incident last year, several times I had somebody come out on my inbound trip in a pickup truck. It was an older white man and always drive real slow. 20, 15, 10 miles an hour. And when you try to get around him, he jumps over to the next lane. What is this all about? I would pick up the passengers from the bus stop, and he would wait for me a half a block away and continue the process. And when I would turn on Universal Boulevard, now we have 3 lanes. What you going to do? Pick one. He pulled next to me, and at the light, he rolled his window down, and I could hear him through the door. He looked at me and said, "You're a nigger, you're a nigger, you're a nigger." And he said this like about 10, 15 times. And he did this to me about 4 or 5 times, within the next few weeks when he would see me. What is this rage all about? Look, if you're white and you can't make it in this country, it is not the fault of the black people who are doing well. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm doing well. I don't have everything in the world. I don't want everything in the world. But at my age, the way things are going and the way this country has been so deteriorated and falling and crumbling, the system, I'm above water. And I'm not going to be ashamed about that. And if you can't get it that way, you need to check yourself, because you know what? I'm a damn hard worker and I live clean. And that has nothing to do with color. It's about principle. And if you as a white person focus on my color when you don't adhere to any principle, then failure will always be at your side. And that's not my fault.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv. This is Nia Divine, representing Certified Proof Productions. When I'm not painting the city red, I'm always tuned into the LanceScurv Show, the spot where it's always kept real.
I only gave y'all the stage cause y'all the opening acts. I'm the main event experience when flowing on tracks. King of the Coliseum, the emperor of the empire. All I do is spit out flames, I've been fire. All the dudes you look up to, I inspire. I outlast the trends y'all all follow. Most artists suck nowadays, y'all all swallow. I quench your thirst when I spit a verse. Sick with the flow, I think I need to get a nurse. You dudes all nursery rhyming. I'm a 10, I can make a dime, purchase me diamonds. I'm bright, in other words purposely shining. I'm the rapper of the future, ahead of my timing. Caesar's home, I'm the king and rap music is Rome. It was destined I inherited the throne. Caesar's home, many copy but I can't be cloned. I'm next level, league of my own. Caesar's home, Caesar's home, Caesar's home. I'm the king and rap music is Rome. It was destined I inherited the throne. Caesar's home, many copy but I can't be cloned. I'm next level, league of my own. Caesar's home. This is a musical burial. I'm lyrically reading rappers' eulogies through the stereo. I'm here to burn all these pussies. Venereal. This is a drone strike and I attack aerial. Casualties with no warning. I rhyme with the heart Ali had with George Foreman. Black Panther shit, play the field like Josh Norman. Take your top off, then jump in and drop foreign. All y'all gotta prove to me that y'all not boring. Play me and I play bartender, shots pouring. And it's plenty to sip on. Acrobatic bars, rap beats I flip on. Rap Undertaker cause I'm handing out caskets. This is not rap music, this is verbal gymnastics. Caesar's home, I'm the king and rap music is Rome. It was destined I inherited the throne. Caesar's home, many copy but I can't be cloned. I'm next level, league of my own. Caesar's home, Caesar's home, Caesar's home. I'm the king and rap music is Rome. It was destined I inherited the throne. Caesar's home, many copy but I can't be cloned. I'm next level, league of my own. Caesar's home. Playtime's over, let's deal with some real issues. Rappers talk war, with my mind I build missiles. Enough with the lies and tricks they force feed. In the streets, niggas love to bear arms like short sleeves. I'm here to resurrect the spirits of past legends. My mind's ahead of time while you live in the past present. Infinite mind that came at a significant time. Your mind is different than mine. My mind's a landmine, stay away from my radius. I kill rap gods and convert them to atheists. I don't mean to brag, but sometimes you gotta boast on them. Raise hell, now I'll keep dropping the Holy Ghost on them. Caesar's home, I'm the king and rap music is Rome. It was destined I inherited the throne. Caesar's home, many copy but I can't be cloned. I'm next level, league of my own. Caesar's home, Caesar's home, Caesar's home.